How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, this is a story on the BBC News website. It's on HMP Nottingham. HMP Nottingham has got one of the highest suicide rates of any prison in England and Wales. Liverpool's up there, Nottingham's up there, but this isn't actually on suicides. It's to do with inmates who've been smoking like a book, by the sounds of things. So, link in the description below. Headline reads, HMP Nottingham inmate smoked Harry Potter pages. A Harry Potter book sprayed with drugs was smuggled into one of the UK's most challenging prisons, where inmates are suspected to have smoked the pages. A copy of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire found in HMP Nottingham cell tested positive for the psychoactive substance similar to spice. The jail is one of 10 which is on the prison's ministers staked his career on. Right, sorry guys, fucking thought it said stalked. Rory Stewart vowed to resign if improvements had failed, but he admitted Nottingham was causing concern. He pledged in August to step down if the number of assaults at the 10 prisons did not come down by the summer. Mr. Stewart said early indications from talking to staff were that violence was coming down with real progress in 6 or 7 jails, and was now pretty confident he would keep his job. However, the minister admitted 2 or 3 of the 10 jails were proving difficult, with Nottingham and Werwood Scrubs in West London the ones that he was most worried about. Nottingham's governor said the conditions were improving, but the jail remained fundamentally unsafe, the term used in last year's inspection report. The spice-like substance found on samples from the book was detected by a new drug testing machine installed as part of a £1.4 million investment to refurbish HMP Nottingham and bolster security. It is thought the drugs had been sprayed to the paper before it entered the prison. Well, obviously. 400 pages were missing and staff suspected they had been torn into strips and smoked. Prison officer Adam Dogani said each strip is worth about £50. The prices are inflated within the prison service compared with street value, so that it can be whatever they want to charge for it, he said. In January 2018, Peter Clark, the Chief Inspector of Prisons, triggered the urgent notification procedure at Nottingham after concluding it was dangerous, disrespectful and drug-ridden. The prison will not be fit for purpose until it is made safe, he wrote. The procedure compelled the Justice Secretary to draw up an action plan to bring about improvements, including reintroducing population to 200, reducing the population by 200 to 780. In last year's inspection, Mr. Clark said HMP Nottingham needed to do much more to tackle the problem of drugs, which was intrinsically linked to violence. Phil Novus, who took over as governor in July, acknowledged it was taking longer than he would have liked. In the first week, a prisoner died, allegedly murdered by another inmate, and since there have been 3 self-inflicted deaths. The prison is fundamentally still unsafe and remains a challenge for us, Mr. Novus said. Every day there's an assault on my colleagues and on other prisoners. That's regretful. It is getting safer, but it's coming from such a low threshold that it's going to take time to get a place where I and everybody can feel safe wherever we go, he added. A group of experienced prison officers have been brought in to coach and advise officers at Nottingham, where 59% of the workforce have less than 2 years service. Prison officer Grace Hanselworth, who used to work in a call centre, said the mentoring scheme had given her much more confidence to deal with prisoners harming themselves. When you come into contact with somebody that is threatening to take their own life or attempting to take their own life, that's probably the scariest, most daunting situation I find myself in, she said. To have the experience there to reassure me and the prisoner, that can help us both. It was really beneficial. The £10 million scheme announced by Mr. Stewart last year to improve security and conditions in jails is likely to be extended to other failing prisons, he said. Mr. Stewart said there is still much to do, and I do not underestimate the scale of the challenge, but the first 6 months have given us a solid platform for which we can set a more positive direction for all our prisons. Now, like I say, guys, there was 10 prisons, right? There was, I can't remember, Ramsey, Nottingham, Wealdstone, Hull, Preston. There was loads of prisons that were failing, right? There's like 10 of them, yeah. And of them 10 prisons, they're throwing resources at them and stuff to reduce the violence and stuff, right, in the prison. I just think they're locking up prisoners for longer, personally. That's a big ass book though as well, to be soaked in spice, right, or sprayed with spice. And like I say, 400 pages were missing, and they're going for £50 a strip. Do the maths, guys. Massive amounts. Like I say, for the fact that throwing everything at these 10 prisons, otherwise the prisons minister Rory Stewart is going to fall on his axe, or his sword, should I say. For the 10 prisons he's focusing on, another 20 prisons will end up falling into urgent notifications. Urgent notification is a thing that can be implemented and issued by the Chief Inspector of Prisons, Peter Clark, who is the Chief Inspector of Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Prisons. Very good guy. I don't know him, but I respect his work. He slams jails, guys, and it gets out there into the media, and it causes the prison to actively act, or they should be doing to some regard anyway, which works out better for prisoners, hopefully. 400 page, guys. Like I say, there's a picture of the book. I think it looks something like this. And like I say, the drug is absolutely vile, guys, right? Absolutely vile what spice does to people. Obviously, where you've got contraband, you've got debt. Where you've got debt, you've got fear, intimidation, bullying and violence. Now, any prison I've ever been in, and I've only been in 2 prisons over 3 stretches, and that is, you can't send in books. You've got to go to, say I wanted to send a book to my mate in Strangeways, I'd have to go on Amazon or WH Smith's and something and pay for it, and they deliver it straight to the jail from their warehouse, so that I don't come into contact with it. That's how they do it. So the fact that this has been able to be brought into the prison or sent into the prison without being drug tested, and then they find it with 400 pages missing, is just absolutely astronomical, guys. Like I say, a screw could have smuggled it in, but it's got into the jail one way or another. And like I said, £50 a line, 400 pages. Wow. Big business. And like I say, guys, as long as there's money to be made from the lucrative drug market within prison or contraband, which is obviously tobacco, SIM cards, mobile phones, drugs and everything in between, prison officers are getting in on the act, guys. Simple as that. But like I say, it causes untold misery within the jail, incurs debt. Where you've got debt, you've got fear, intimidation, bullying and violence. We're already seeing record levels of assaults and self-harm in our jails. And the prison population's due to go up to over 90,000 in the next few years. More prisoners, more problems, more death, misery, self-harm and despair and death. That's the reality, guys. I'm going to leave it there. If you've ever been in Nottingham and you want to tell me about your experiences, or you want to upload a video, send me a link and then I can download it and put it on the channel. Feel free to do so. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Cody out.